Okay, so this is my first time using this camera application. It's on a really old um, Google Nexus phone, the Nexus 4. If anybody out there actually remembers what that is, um, this is my Xbox 360. So the reason I have this out today is because it's got an issue where it is no longer reading discs. So I want to take it apart and see if I could clean out the laser. I believe that's all that it really needs. I've been running into this issue with various devices that I have that have disk drives. Um, it happens to be all the devices that I put into storage. But I guess from heat or something, they've gotten dirty inside. It seems like if the lubricant has moved from like one place where it's supposed to be to somewhere where it's not, and some of it has ended up on the lasers. It actually happened to my laptop the other day. I had to take it. Oh, well, I didn't even take that one apart actually. So with my laptop, since the CD tray comes out with the laser and everything there, I was able to just wipe down the laser and it read just fine. I was using that for audio CDs, but it should work just fine on this DVD drive here. Hopefully, I don't kill my Xbox, but I mean, like right now, it doesn't read discs in its current state. So if I don't do this, it's just going to continue the same, which is already in bad condition from my perspective here. So I'm going to take it apart and see if I can get this laser cleaned out. This is not a tutorial. I'm going to be uploading these clips probably without much video editing because I'm a complete noob at this. This is going to be one of my first videos on YouTube. So yeah, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so I'm just recording another clip because I want to keep everybody up to date so that people know what I'm doing. So there's a bunch of clips back here where you have to stick in a screwdriver to be able to get at them. They actually look like this, and there's going to be little gaps you're going to see when you're back here where you're basically going to stick like a really tiny screwdriver. In my case, I couldn't find my tiny screwdriver, so I guess this is a tiny screwdriver for me right now. This is like one of those like multi-purpose like pocket knife type thingies. So yeah, I just stuck it through the gap and pushed this tab back. On all these tabs, there's a bunch of holes for those. And then there's these two back over here by the power connector. So then it's partially open already. Obviously before I did that part, I had to take off the front cover. That one's really easy. You could just like, when it's on, you could like stick your nails behind this. If you wanted to, you could use some type of like plastic card or something. But my nails are pretty long and they're pretty durable, so I just stuck them behind there. I'll probably have to repaint them afterward, but anyway, the next part that I'm going to do is actually pretty simple if you've taken apart an Xbox before, and if you haven't, there's a lot of screws here. They basically all are the same size. These look smaller than what I'm used to. I'm not gonna lie. I am used to taking apart Xbox Ones, not 360s. So I guess I'm blessed to have the knowledge of taking apart a newer console. This should be the size. Yeah. So this I'm gonna tell you right now is this is T8. So it looks like all of these are T8s here. That one's probably a T9. That is a piece of broken plastic from the bottom cover. Don't know how I managed to break that, but it's broken now, so I'm just gonna not give a shit. And yeah, some of these seem to be a T9. Let me make sure. So this is... oh shit, this is a T10. Oh, but the T10 fits in there. So that has to be a T10. The smaller ones here for what I believe is a CPU and GPU. Those are for like holding down the heatsink. Those should be just this T8. It actually looks like this set that I have here of tools does not even have a T9 size. I gotta let the dog go out of the room now. Get out of here. Go bark at somebody else. They're just barking because across the street they're doing some like landscaping stuff, and the peeps there make a lot of noise, dropping the back of the trailer down to bring in their lawnmowers. Anyway, doesn't fucking matter. So yeah, this is all T10s from what I can see. It's been a while since I took this one apart. I did actually take this 360 apart a long time ago. Didn't put that on video because I was too... well, part of me wants to say too nervous to get on YouTube, but maybe the other factor was that I was too young to be allowing myself on YouTube. But yeah, we're here. We're gonna continue taking this apart. Should be pretty simple. Once I take out all these screws, the top cover should be able to come off of this pretty easily. And then once I've got the top cover off, that CD drive will be easy to take off. It should be, it's probably not even screwed down. It's probably held in by the mechanical pressure of like the whole case. So yeah, I'll come back to the video once that's taken off. Okay, so I haven't taken apart one of these in a while, so I forgot about this. Okay, that just fell. So this button, you could really easily just pull it off of this like little stand that's here. It's also held on by like mechanical pressure. It's literally just like the peg inside is bigger than the hole that it's going into. So then it's just pressured onto there. You could just pull it off. And you definitely need to take this off before you take off this cover. I started pulling it off, but it started to get stuck there, and that's when I realized, like, hey, like I need to get this button off. So yeah, the top cover is off now. We are at the DVD drive, and yeah, it looks like it's not held down. It's already coming out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get back to the video for this in a little bit. Okay, I hope I didn't break that. It's a snap-on piece. I know that because like there's various versions of this Xbox. So like there's like one that has like a chrome piece, and like there was different colored Xboxes as well. Like the Elite that came in black, and some of the limited edition stuff like the Modern Warfare 2 Xbox, and I think there was a Halo 3 one as well. Okay, I'm gonna let go of the camera because I can't pull it out right now with the camera in my hand. It seems like it's stuck on this like dumb peg right here, but with one hand I can't pull it out. So be right back. Okay, so the DVD drive is out. This is all we need to work on. Really, like. This is going to be so simple to put back together. I more or less put the screws in places that I'll remember where they go. I know that might look super confusing, but I know what's going on there, so it's all good. But yeah, I'm going to work on this now. I'm going to have to go to a substitute table for a sec so that I could do this. Let's see what kind of brand of drive this Xbox has. So it's a... I forgot how to find the model number on here. Give me a sec. I'm gonna sit down for this. Oh, it's a Philips Light-On drive. That's good to know in case I need parts for this in the future. Hopefully, I don't need parts for it right now. I'm going to get this apart, and at least with the top cover off, I could probably just plug it back in and see if it'll read once I clean the laser. Um, I'm doing this the worst way possible, probably. Oh, okay. Let's not let that break a capacitor off the board. Thanks. So I'm gonna be cleaning this in probably one of the worst ways possible. I do not recommend this as somebody who used to repair electronics for a living. This is probably the worst thing that you could use, but it's just for the laser. I'm not trying to clean other electronic components. I did a similar thing with the DVD drive on my laptop that I was talking about earlier. I didn't use this. I think I had used. Actually, I did use a Clorox wipe. It wasn't this exact one, but it's the same thing. Um, not that it's a good thing. Like, I definitely don't recommend it. As somebody who used to fix stuff, I can tell you straight up that the best thing that you could probably use for cleaning the laser, of which you shouldn't even touch. Like I've heard many things, and I know that you shouldn't even touch the laser on one of these drives. But if it's dirty and you're trying to just clean it a bit to maybe get it to start reading again, you can get a Q-tip and some isopropyl alcohol. I recommend getting 90% or 100% if you can. The 90% is a lot more common to find because you could find it in those like small plastic bottles. Like if it was, it'll look like a rubbing alcohol container, but it'll say specifically on it 90% isopropyl alcohol. That's exactly what I would use for this. Just that type of alcohol and a Q-tip would be perfect. Um, as long as you touch like just that area, like clean it with one end of the Q-tip, and like literally don't touch it with anything else. If you get any type of dirt on there, it's really gonna suck. In this case, if it's just what I think it is, where it's like some type of lubricant that the drive is using that ended up like melting and getting onto there, then it should clean right off, even with something as horrible as this. Um, but let's see what happens. Because really, I'm totally unprepared for this. I have zero budget. I'm just using things I have around the house. That is not being used to clean this drive. It is going to be used when we close this back up to clean the marks on the case. So I know that this is out of focus, but I'm looking at the viewfinder, and at least this is visible. That's visible. That's sort of visible. There's more marks and scuffs and stuff around the case that isn't in focus right now, but that's totally fine. Um, no, like this camera isn't that bad for something from 2010. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I'm just recording this clip to compare. I'm going to edit this in, so I'm gonna talk as if I'm still on the YouTube video. So yeah, this is focusing just well on the text here on here. This is a totally different phone that I'm using to record now, because the Nexus 4 I was using was getting very hot. Um, it's kind of uncomfortably hot. It was still running just fine. As a matter of fact, the phone that I've just pulled out, being this little Android right here, this is the, I believe this is the Stylo, I think this is the first gen or the second gen. I forgot exactly which Stylo this is. Um, the camera seems to be on par with the last one I used. I'll see what they look like once I put them in the video editor. Um, hopefully I actually put this clip in, because I could just forget and put only the clips from the Nexus 4. But that's totally fine. This is probably going to be the camera that I use to record the rest of the video. I have set this to 16 by 9. I actually don't think that one was recording in 16 by 9, which is going to make me very sad. But we'll deal with this. If this is the one recording at 16 by 9, then this is the one that I'm going to use for future videos until this phone eventually dies, because it already has a broken glass and I'm not going to replace it. If the digitizer stops working, it's just going to end up in a drawer until I can either find another one of these being thrown out, or I get a job and can afford a screen for a phone that's obsolete, to say the least. So yeah, I'll see you in a little bit. Alright. Okay, so I'm back to recording with the Nexus 4. That LG Stylo, it was giving me issues. It seemed to just like reboot right after having recorded that last clip. And it seems to be that LG, it actually has like a bad battery. That battery is no longer holding a proper charge. When it rebooted, it was at like 14% after having been at like 60% when I had started recording that clip. So dang, this thing doesn't even focus well enough to show the dirt on there, does it? I might have to switch cameras just to see what you can, just so I can show you what's on that lens. From my perspective, it is literally exactly what I was talking about earlier, where it's some kind of like lubricant of some sort. It looks like a piece of dirt back there on that ribbon cable. It is definitely dirty inside of this DVD drive, which is something you don't want to see in any type of disc drive, but I think it'll live without me giving it a major cleanup. I really just need to clean that laser though. I'm gonna switch real quick to my more modern iPhone 11. Actually, before I do that, the Stylo 6 probably has a good enough camera to focus on there. If it doesn't, well, it'll be iPhone time. But we'll see what happens. Alright. Okay, so I really hope this isn't 16 by 9, because I'm trying to standardize all the video capture, even if it's going to be like slightly different resolutions. Let's see here. You can sort of see, like, it doesn't look like totally smooth like it should. Hey, that focused in really well. Okay, I still feel like you can't really tell as well as like I can in person what's on there, but it's like a grease that's on the laser. I think it has to be the grease that's used for this track here, or for the track that moves the. Wait, does this use I know some other DVD drives like rotate one of these like rods to move the laser forward and back. How does this one work? Ah, okay. So that, let's see if I can focus in here. So I just found it. Dang, I might have to turn on a flashlight. Let me use the Nexus 4 just for a flashlight. Oh, and by the way, that's my camera app there that I was using to record. It is called Open Camera. So yeah, now you can see the little, I forgot the name of that rod that has like it looks like a screw kind of. It's turned in by the motor that's at the end of it, and that's supposed to move the laser forward and back. The laser kind of has like a, like, I guess you could say like a nut on it, that it like the screw like screws into. Oh, it screws into it, or rather it turns, and then the nut kind of just like rides like further down the rod like that. Um, and that's how the laser moves back and forth, and that is supposed to be lubricated. It looks like it still has lube on it, but it doesn't look like it's like evenly spread out. And it's totally possible that it needs to be re-lubed, but I do not have, that's supposed to be, I believe, lithium grease. And I do not have that with me at all. Um, I guess the only useful tool I have to my disposal is my brain, because I really don't have any of the things I'm supposed to be using for cleaning this. But we're here now, fam. Okay, so let's just get this over with. The Xbox, honestly, it doesn't even look too dirty for being such an old console. Um, this was never my daily driver, even though I've had this Xbox for a long time. I got it used from GameStop a long time ago, and I don't know what type of maintenance they did there, but it was in really good shape considering the generation. I mean, like the model that this is, because these fat Xbox 360s had so many issues, even after they supposedly fixed the Red Ring of Death. They were still having issues with like the oh shit, just took this thing out of here. I don't know, they've had issues with like overheating and stuff. And like the hard drives failing. Of course the hard drives are replaceable, but like you'll lose your saves if that happens. And even the power supplies would fail on these. And the power supplies were an external brick. But yeah, at least this one survived. I'm still using the brick that I got with it from GameStop. It actually works. I turned this on the other day, and then to my surprise, it just was not reading discs. So I was kind of upset about that, and I put it off to the side. But now today I'm finally cleaning this out. So hopefully you'll be able to see me play some Call of Duty on it later, because even though I've got some games saved digitally on the hard drive, it's over here. I've got one of those like the Elite 120 gig drives. I've got some games saved on there, but there's no Call of Duty on there. And like if you want to load up zombies, you gotta stick in a CD, and I just don't have it. I don't have the ability to read discs right now. So it was really disappointing the other day when that happened, because all I wanted to do with a friend of mine was to play some zombies, and I couldn't even do that. Okay, so I wanted to show you how I did this, because even though this is not the best solution, this is my only solution. So literally I just grabbed one of the wipes, I wrapped it on my finger, just holding it with the rest of my hand here. So I'm just gonna get in here. I'm gonna try to look at the actual thing instead of the viewfinder. So I'm just lightly rubbing the actual lens, trying to get the gross stuff off of it. You really don't want to apply too much pressure on this lens, because like it's a spring-loaded lens, and you could actually mess up the springs that are holding it if you apply too much pressure on it. I wasn't looking at the viewfinder, but yeah, it looks pretty clean now. I'm looking at the reflection, like me personally, outside of the view of the camera. I'm looking at the reflection to see if there's any deflection of light, because that would mean that there's still like dirt on it. But it seems pretty clean now. I'm hoping that's all it needed, because I'd be really sad if this 360 would be well, not entirely decommissioned, since it wouldn't, it would still play games off the hard drive, but it'd be partially decommissioned until I could get another laser. And actually, let me see this, because I've done this similar job to more modern consoles, but I just need to see like how this is put together. So this logic board right here, you cannot replace. If you replace this logic board, your console will not allow you to read discs at all. It's part of the 360's DRM. It looks like there's some cables here that I would have to resolder if I needed to place this board onto a new drive. But other than that, it seems like it'd be a pretty simple replacement if I needed to do it. It seems like it's just 2 screws up here, these 3 ribbon cables, and then the 6 solder joints here. I would just have to make sure that I got those in the right order to keep that functional. It looks like those 2 white cables go to some type of sensor up here. That's probably just like a simple switch, like that tells the drive whether or not it's open. And then, oh, there's another one up front, up here. So, okay, there's... He uses 2 wires for the one up front. I wonder what that's for. Maybe one day I'll figure out what these 2 yellow wires are for over here. Because I honestly, like, since there's 2 of these, now I don't know which one of them is the one that tells the Xbox that it's closed. Or maybe both serve in that function in some way. Maybe one tells it that it's, like, completely open, so it'll make the machine, like, make the motor stop, like, pushing it forward. And then the other one tells it to stop pushing it back when it needs to retract it back into the drive. But other than that, it seems that I've already cleaned it up. I'm gonna put this partially together. What I'm gonna do is just lay the drive onto here. I can kind of show you for demonstration purposes. So I'm gonna lay this on here, and then I'm gonna plug in those 2 cables and this magnet. It doesn't come off on this version of it, but that's fine. I think actually no. I need to put this at least like partially together to be able to read a disc, it looks like, because that magnet needs to be there. I think I would have to rip off the sticker off the top to be able to get that magnet out of there, and I don't want to do that. Because then if I need to reference this in the future, for example, like I was talking about earlier, the brand of the drive, which now this camera does not focus in. I'm using my LG Stylo 6 now for reference there. Hold on, there was like a focus thing. Oh no, that's for exposure. That sort of works. I wish the screen was smaller so I could actually focus in with the same camera, the same finger that I'm using to hold the camera. But anyway, yeah, you can see that there. If I need to reference that and I don't have that sticker, I'm never going to be able to replace this. I guess I could reference my old video at this point, since now I've recorded it. I'm just going to clean this off. It's got a bunch of like dirt on it. This is the same rag I used for the laser, but like the laser's a very small area, and literally like only use the area, the top of my finger to actually clean it. So yeah, it seems like this is almost done. I just need to test this out real quick. I want to test it out before putting it all back together. Let's see here. I want to see something. So this is just pure curiosity's sake. Okay, so there's a button down here, and that's what this thing presses on to activate the eject. I don't think it actually works with the rest of the cover on, because there's got to be like pressure right here. While it does it, I could do it like this. Putting my finger back here, it presses a button, so that works. I really don't even need it though. I can inject the disk drive from within the software, but I do need to at least put on this top cover so that it has the magnet. And now we can test if this thing reads discs. I'm gonna take this to my living room real quick and plug it all in, and I'll be back on video once that's going on. Okay, so we're back over here. I've already ruined the reveal for myself. It doesn't read still. I'm really sad. I opened the drive, like I did this thing, like just if anybody recognizes what kind of controller this is. But yeah, I put Black Ops in there. I want people to like hear this, so that maybe the sound of this will help somebody discover what's going on. That's me ejecting the disc. I'm putting it back in now. When I had the drive open, because I did try it open for the first time, I just had this cover off. Let's see if it'll come off without destroying my DVD drive now. So when I had first put it in, this would spin, but it spun like for a second and like flicked the disc off and then would immediately stop trying to read. Let's see what it does without even having the disc on there. Yeah, the disc, I mean the laser is working, but I don't know why it's not like actually reading the disc. Like the laser does seem to be physically trying to do the read, you know, like it even moves, so it's not like there's some unlubricated part that is like keeping it from moving and doing its thing, because it's got to move around to be able to read the disc, but it's just not doing it. And now my alarm is going off. I gotta bring in some laundry I had drying outside. Well, I'll be back. Maybe I'll shoot this around in my brain a little bit and see if I can figure this out. If not, I might have to shop around for another one of these drives, which is kind of sad. I really don't want to see this broken. This is the only one of my consoles that really like gave me major issues. I have a PS2. This was also in storage, but nothing like this happened to my PS2. I've got other consoles to fix, so I'm definitely going to be back with another video. It's actually going to be for this thing. I'm going to continue my zero budget fixing. Even if it comes out unsuccessful many times over, I'm still going to try it out. This is having an issue where this touchscreen is just like freaking out. And it's got like a ghost touch issue where like it thinks that something's touching the screen even when there's nothing touching the screen. People have told me, oh, it's a calibration issue, but then like literally like it's almost impossible for me to get into the calibration menu, and then when I'm there, it still has the same issue. Like it still doesn't let me touch in the areas that it's telling me to touch in. So I think it really is just a dead capacitive touchscreen. I don't even remember if that's a capacitive type touchscreen. I really don't even remember the types of touchscreen. I know that there's like the glass like digitizer stuff like that's used on cell phones, and then that's different. That's like what they used to use on like PDAs and stuff, and I guess it's still used on point of sale systems. But it's a really bad touchscreen, and they tend to fail a lot. So that'll be my next video. I'm actually going to record that tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be uploaded tomorrow. I also don't even know if this is going to be uploaded today. This is today is, let me give you the date here for my watch. It is, well, it just says Saturday 5, but it's literally the 5th of June. I don't know if I'm going to upload this today. I'm definitely going to start trying to edit it today, but I'm not going to overwork myself. So we'll see when this is updated. I mean, not updated, uploaded. It'll probably be soon. I'd love to hear some feedback from people. If somebody wants to see me try to soft mod this without a DVD drive to try to get pirated games on it, I would love to do that, because I would love to play games for free. Also, I own a bunch of games, so like this not working like automatically gives me the right to just put like custom firmware or something on this Xbox and rip all my games, probably using a PC. I'll rip the games onto an ISO and load it onto the hard drive of here, so that I don't even have to spin up a disk anymore. And that'll be the only option for this Xbox, if I'm even able to do it. I don't even know if you can hack these things. I really don't even know anything about these. I know that there has been like a community modding them, but it's always been with like JTAGs and stuff, and I don't know if there's any like successful soft mod that I could do, especially because this Xbox was updated. I think this is running like the last update that they put out. If it's not on the last one that they put out, then it might be like a little bit like before they stopped having online. Because I know that I was using this Xbox a while back for specifically for GTA 5, and I was also playing Halo. Well, I have like all the Halo games, but I was playing Halo on this, probably Halo 3 or 4. Well, I know I played a lot of 3. I love 3, honestly. 4 does not cut it for me. I'm trying to look for system info. Okay, so honestly, this console is so old, I don't care what anybody does with any of this data that's here. So I'm not scared of getting console banned, because I'm already thinking about hacking this thing. Maybe I'll learn how to censor stuff out if I feel like I really need to. But for now, this is it. It looks like it says 2015 on there. So maybe this hasn't been updated since 2015, but I think like online was cut off for these in like 2019. So maybe there's been software updates since then. I don't know. I feel like I was playing video games on this in 2019 though. I can't remember when was the last time I played I definitely played Halo 3 on this, like close to the end date for Xbox Live on this thing. But I guess maybe they haven't updated it in a while. I don't know. This is the dashboard version over here. Yeah, that's slow zoom on my LG Stylo. I'm still learning how to use the touchscreen controls. I really prefer point and shoot cameras to cell phones, but I don't have a point and shoot. So this is what I'm using. I'm using a cell phone that I no longer daily anymore. I dated an iPhone 11 and I'm filming this with a LG Stylo 6. Hopefully this video comes out okay. But anyway, this is kind of sad. I'm kind of upset. I really wanted this to work today. But anyway, I guess I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now. Bye. Okay, so we're back. This is the day after I recorded all the other clips that you just saw. I'm going to include this in the same video because I talked about this at one point. If anything, the clip recorded with this thing it just adds extra length, and now I'm adding even more, but I don't care. Fuck it. You know, we're doing this live. So, this is the broken screen I was talking about on the LG Stylo. This thing, yesterday started giving me issues right after I recorded that clip. It actually started to reboot right after I recorded that. Like, it just went into like a boot loop, and it continued to do that throughout the rest of the day. Somehow I was able to plug it in and get the video off of it, which is neat. But as soon as I unplugged it from the charger, it went back to boot looping. My diagnosis of this thing is that the battery has actually gone bad. I've got two of these though, so I'm gonna just get the battery off another one and see if I can continue to use it. Because it really isn't like a bad device. Like it still runs pretty fast for having like a super old version of Android. But it kind of, you know, disappointed me last night. I'm gonna try to turn it on real quick. See, like, it's just boot looping now. Like, I guess once the device pulls enough current for the battery to like completely drain itself, since it's just a dying battery. It's a really old battery. Also, funnily, I don't know what I was even gonna say there. Whatever. The thing is that I think I had already swapped out this battery with the other one of these phones, and I didn't know that the one that it stayed with was the bad battery. I didn't even know this battery was in this condition, to be honest. But now that's stuck there. This is how I recorded the beginning of the video, with this Nexus 4. And I've got like a newer version of Android on. I actually like, since this has an unlocked bootloader, I could just load up whatever custom ROM I want. And so I'm running Android 10 on this super old phone from 2010, and it runs really quick. Like, it just works. I even played Among Us on it. So yeah. That'll be the end of this video. I'm currently editing it right now as we speak. Like, I literally just put all the clips in, and I'm gonna put in this one now. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Guys and girls, because there's plenty of people on YouTube and they're not all the same gender. So, yeah. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.